finishing up the notes from yesterday. So we started talking yesterday about midsegments. And the midsegment connects midpoints. So in this picture, DE is what we call a midsegment. It's the midpoint of side AB and the midpoint of side BC. And midsegments have some pretty cool properties. They are parallel to that third side. So we get parallel lines, which is why we did the bell work we did today to remind us about parallel lines. But also, it's half as long as that third side. So we did, if DE, the midsegment is 5, how do we get the long side? Times by 2, easy peasy. All we have to do is times by 2. All right, so that's what we talked about yesterday. We got started on all of this, and now we're going to flip to the back side. Well, I'll give it to you after notes, so you can totally copy down after notes. All right, so number 9, here's where we're going to start. Reviewing a little bit of what we had yesterday. It says MN, NO, and segment MO are mid-segments. And if they are mid-segments, then M must be a midpoint, N must be a midpoint, and O must be a midpoint to be mid-segments. Okay, now the nice thing is that if I have this segment MN is a length of 49, how long is JL? 2 times 49, very good, it's double. That long side is double its mid-segment. So what is 2 times 49? 98, very good, thank you very much. Okay, and let's see, if I know that NO is 42, what's this side JK going to be?
84.
How'd you get 84? 42 by 2, 42, double 42, we get 84. 2 times 42. Okay, so we have 2 sides. Our goal is to find the perimeter of JKL, the perimeter of the big triangle here. So we have a side of 98, we have a side of 84. We need to figure out KL. What can we do to figure out side KL?
We can double 6x times 1 and have it equal 13.
Yeah, so again, we have a mid-segment here. Our mid-segment is 6x minus 1. So if we double our mid-segment, so twice 6x minus 1, that's going to equal our, that third side, which is 13x minus 10. What do we do next? Distribute, good. 2 times 6x is 12x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And we're going to put our x things together. So I'm going to subtract 12x. I'm also going to add 10. So I get 1x equals 8. Am I done? No, I need to figure out KL. KL is 13x minus 10, so 13, plug in my x value, minus 10. So 13 times 8 minus 10 is 94, good. Am I done now? Nope. So that is 94. Our job was to find perimeter. So our perimeter would be 276, 98 plus 84 plus 94, which does equal 276. Good job. All righty. Questions on that one? So what's the relationship with the mid-segment and the third side it's parallel to? Double or half, yeah? So twice the mid-segment, double it, double the mid-segment. All right, let's look at number 10. Because now we're going to talk about those parallel lines and what those create for us. So looking at my picture here, our job is to find the measure of each missing angle number. So you can see we've got some angle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we got to figure out. I have a couple angles that are labeled with their measures, their degree measures. And I see that I have some congruent segments, which means this is a midpoint right here. And more congruent segments, so we must have a midpoint, making a mid-segment parallel to this third side. So we have two parallel lines here, and that's really important for us. So I think I'm going to start right here with angle 2. Ignoring pretty much everything, if I know that one side is 127 degrees, can I figure out the measure of angle 2? How? Subtract from 180, yeah, sure. 180 minus 127 is going to give me the measure of angle 2. What is 180 minus 127? 53, okay. 53 degrees. So I'm going to write that in there that it's 53. I like labeling my triangles with their actual measures. Now, looking at the parallel lines there, I have parallel lines. Tell me about angle 1 and angle 2. They would be the same. Why? Because? Corresponding, yes. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because corresponding angles are congruent. Parallel lines, and they are both sort of sitting just below that parallel line there. Similar position. All right, so angle number 1 is also 53 degrees. Do we have more corresponding angles? What else? 4 and 59, yeah, right here we got a 59-degree angle. It's corresponding with angle number 4. So again, those are in that same sort of position, corresponding position. So angle 4 is also 59 degrees. Can we figure out the measure of angle 5?
Yeah.
How do we find 5? Subtract from 180, yeah, 180 minus 59, that's going to give you angle 5 there, right next door. 180 minus 59, 121, good. All right, last but not least, we got to figure out angle 3. How do we figure out angle 3? Add them all and subtract from 180. We have a little triangle, right? What do all the measures in a triangle add up to be? 180. Wait, what did you say, Karen? Did you just add them all up? We want to do 180, and we're going to subtract the 59 and subtract the 53. So 180 minus 59 minus 53 is 68. There we go. So 68 for that angle 3. Any questions on that one? Okay, so we have corresponding angles, definitely something to look out for because of parallel lines. Let's look at number 12. On number 12, we want to find the value of x. So again, I'm looking at my picture here, and I see that I have two congruent segments, which gives me a midpoint, and another pair of congruent segments, so that must be another midpoint, and therefore I have a mid-segment, which is parallel to the third side, so we have parallel lines. So what are those angles right here? Yeah. So these angles are in that corresponding position. So corresponding angles are congruent. So what equation can we write? Good. 7x plus 4 equals 10x minus 11. And we can solve for x. I'm going to subtract 7x. And I'm going to add 11. All in one step there. So I get 15 equals 3x. And then we can divide by 3. And get x equals 5. Am I going too fast or too slow? No? Are you doing good? Okay. All right. Questions on that one? All right, number 13, again, finding the value of x. So once again, I have a midpoint and a midpoint with my little congruence markings there. Therefore, we have a mid-segment. And we know they are parallel to the third side there. So how are these angles related now? They're supplementary. Why? Same side interior. Yeah. Is that what you said before? Yeah. I just couldn't quite hear. So, all right. All right. Same side interior are supplementary, which means, what's my equation? 5x plus 2 plus 11x minus 30 equals 180. Good. All right, let's see. I got some x's I can combine. That gives me 16x. A positive 2 and a negative 30 gives me negative 28. And then what should we do? Add 28. So you get 16x equals 208. And then divide by 16, we get x equals 13. Good. Any questions on that one? Is this easy? Oh, good. All right. Real fast here, we're not going to solve and finish up 14 and 15, but they want us to find the measure of angle CBF. So we need to find this angle measure right here. How are we going to do that?
It's equal to 15x.
All right, they're equal to each other because they are corresponding angles. And then you find x and plug it back in. Very good. So 15x minus 52. You're going to figure out x, and then you're going to plug it in to find the measure of angle CBF. No. Over here, again, we get parallel lines. So these two angles would be supplementary. They add to be 180. Okay. So again, don't forget to plug things back in. Make sure you're reading the directions. Do you have any questions for me? All right. Today I'm handing out a worksheet. Most of the stuff for this unit is all worksheet. We don't have any delta math. No delta math. And I'm not going to teach anything new tomorrow, so your job today is to do half of this today. You're going to do one half today and the back side tomorrow. If you finish,
Front part first.
Yep. Do one side today, one side tomorrow. If you finish, when you finish, you can work on test corrections because you do need to get those done before break. Then that's fine. You don't have any test corrections. All right.
Nick did not get 100%.
Well, Nick has 8 missing delta math, so he could do that one.